For our final segment here today, we have been graced with the presence of engineer Lasisi Taofik Kolawole. He's the CEO of Tico Last Autos Repair Limited. You are welcome, sir. Good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
First off, let me intimate you with what our SME segment is. We like to bring people who are entrepreneurs, people who are hardworking, and also perhaps employers of small labor, so that they can serve as a sample or example to people out there who are looking to perhaps go into the same line of business.
Okay.
Speaking of which, you are an auto engineer.
That's correct.
You have a garage where you do auto repairs and all of that. And if you don't mind my asking, how many people do you employ at this auto garage?
Currently, I have about 15 of them, the staff and some trainees with me.
Okay. Oh, so you also have trainees as well?
That's correct.
All right, fine. So let's talk about how you got started. You are an engineer by way of academics, are you?
Actually, after my first secondary school certificate, when I lost my dad, I had to go into learning the mechanical engineering from the Roadside those days.
Okay, so you actually did learn from the roadside mechanic
from the roadside
as well?
mechanics, yeah. Then after which I graduated, then I now have to went back to school. Then I went for unemployment, and I get unemployment from a company, a reputable company in Nigeria, which I served for 37 years.
Wow.
It was after that I actually set up my own business.
Wow.
During the period that I was working with the company, that was the same time I had to enroll at Yaba Tech. Then I became a mechanical engineer while I was still working at.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you think that that was an important part in setting you up as who you are today, getting that academic backing? Do you think that it was necessary?
Quite honestly, so very, very necessary. Because I don't think I wouldn't have been able to talk to you if I was not, if I don't have that.
I get you.
Yeah, because I know a couple of people that we started together. After my education, that of which
the difference was clear.
Exactly. They now became the boss of those that are even the most senior in the system.
Okay.
So that's the education part of it was very, very necessary.
So would you ask people to go your route, get educated, street smart when it comes to the brute nature of being an auto mechanic, and also get a classroom education as well regarding engineering? Would you suggest that people combine those two?
Well, it's very necessary because you see, it can't just be a theoretical mechanical engineering. It's good for you to be able to also know how those things are being made, like a tailor-made. Do you understand?
Yes.
Like I had the opportunity of attending courses from both within and outside the country. Kudos to that establishment that I left before I set up my own business. That's just about that.
Oh, that's very interesting. But now you also have trainees as well. Now you're putting people through. Well, what is the first notion that people give when they come to your store or your garage to actually learn? Are they always like, I don't have an education, but I want to do this and I want to become like you? How do you attend to that kind of an instance?
Well, majority of the people that came to my place, actually, they either come with their parents, and majority of them are kind of at the last ASU strike and what have you, when some of them couldn't gain admission into the university or to higher institution, as the case may be. So they come, though majority of them they have intention of going for mechanical engineering.
Yeah.
But even when the admission is still not
in process,
was still in process, was still not possible. Okay, so that was why majority of them decided to come and learn. I have some of them in Yaba Tech today.
Oh, nice.
I have some in other universities outside Lagos today. Then also, even some universities send their students to me for IT and COS.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. So apart from the customers who bring their vehicles in, do you get paid for these trainees rather that come in? Do they have to pay you to learn as well?
Yeah, they do.
Wow, that's an interesting.
They do.
That's because I thought it was just work for labor. If you help me out and now teach you, as it obtains with the local mechanic out there.
They do, but there are some of them that I try to give to the community that I stay. I try to give to them as well. Some of them I don't really base my training on. You have to it have to be paid for and all what have you. Yeah. Somehow when I look at the people that are bringing those training to me, I also feel for them, and I knew where I was coming from.
Exactly.
All right. So I give to the community as well. It's not every one of them that.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. If I was to have finished my trainership, I keep saying trainership, my training with you, and I want to set up my own garage. How easy is it for me to do that for anyone out there who is perhaps looking forward to going into a training system and coming out at the end of the day? Is it easy to set up, get the customers, and how do you keep those customers at the end of the day?
I also, well, anyway, but probably maybe because I was opportune to work for a corporate entity, like I said, where I retired from. So all those experience over the years was actually made it easier for me to set up the garage. All right. When you get to my garage now, you discover that I think that was one of the reasons why people prefer to bring their children, sons or daughters around to come and learn, because it's quite different from the normal roadside mechanic that you used to know. Then I also advise them, like the training, that okay, you try as much as you can to go for either NAPTEP or any of the professional exams. So that will help you a lot. Then after this setup of business, you also need to register at the corporate office. Commissioner.
You actually take them through the entire everything process, that they should do to be certified mechanics.
So that it be easier for them to be a master of their...
What's the range of trainees that you have, the age? Do you have people who have come from other works of life, like a broadcaster, for instance, saying they want to... Does that happen?
I have some that still attend secondary schools. On Saturdays, they come around on Saturdays only. Those are from 15 upward. Then the light one that just gained admission to Yaba Tech, I think it's about 18 years or thereabout.
These are young folk then. But what if an older folk like myself said, I want to learn this because I have a passion, but I've never...
I think...
welcome.
I used to have two of them, but they are both travel out of the country now. They actually came to learn for 1 year.
Because they are traveling now.
This is actually... They did that. They learned for 1 year.
Yeah.
Paid for 1 year. And
that's a great way to actually,
just to be...
hands-on and actually, because when you go outside the country, that could be very useful. You could charge a lot for that.
You can say that again.
That's incredible. You're not jackpotting anytime soon, are you?
No, I don't. Not even at this my age. What am I jackpotting for?
Because we need you here. Well, it's been grand, Mr. Taofik, having you on here. If you have any advice to give to anybody out there who has a passion for engines, but yet hasn't started their own establishment or garage, what advice would you give to them?
Well, you see, one thing I used to tell people in life is that always try as much as you can to do good to people. Because whatever you do to people will surely come back to you. Then also, if you have a dream, just make sure you put it into practice. Don't just dream and sleep. Just put it into practice. Then if you believe in whatever you are doing today, I'm sure it takes you to places.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's...
Mr. Taofik, thank you very much. Engineer Taofik. Thank you very much. We really appreciate your presence here for our SME segment, and we're looking forward to seeing where else you're going to take these efforts that you have put together.
Thank you.
Well, that's all we can do inside of our SME segment here, hoping that you've taken some lessons from what we have, or sample at least, from our engineer here, and perhaps maybe you're on your way to setting up your own.